Hi everyone, I am just coming to put on a little update of how things are going the past few days. I think this is my first vlog that I've done since my meltdown that I had on Saturday. Today's Monday, so it was only 2 days ago. I just want to thank everybody for just all your supportive words and encouragement to just keep going and to be patient. Is so helpful. I today weighed and I was down 1.2 pounds release, and yesterday I had a 1.8 release. So have overall this whole week was let's look at my thing here, 3.2 pound release for the week. I know my goal had been to release 5 pounds like I did last week, and so obviously I hadn't met that, but I think this week has been, even though it's been super hard and super tough, both physically and emotionally and mentally, is probably my most rewarding week. Just being able to stick through and press through the how tough it was and the discouragement and everything, coming out on the other side of that has been really rewarding, knowing that I've really stuck to things and have learned some stuff. So yesterday, I just want to say that my husband kind of got a promotion at work, and so he really wanted to go out for a family dinner last night, knowing that he's actually going to be putting in tons more hours, and the days off that he has right now is probably going to kind of diminish for a little while at least. And so we went to BJ's over at the Tacoma Mall, and had planned, we looked on the menu beforehand to kind of see, you know, what are some of the things that we can have. They do have like an enlightened meal plan that's like for meals that are 575 calories and below. Well, that's 75 calories above our whole, you know, thing for the day, the 500 calories a day, and that's the whole day and plus some. So we really were like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna skip out on doing this, you know, not going for family dinner, or should we go? And so we decided to go, and I got their Santa Fe blackened chicken salad. It came with a little bit, probably over the 100 grams of chicken, and I took out a piece of that to try to make it as close to 100 grams as I could. I thought it was coming with like just a salsa dressing, but it had more of a kind of a creamy salsa dressing and tons of cayenne pepper on it, so that was really good. So I did eat that. I took out, it had like the, you know, the tortillas stuff on top, and I took out the majority of those. I did keep some of those on my salad. Gave them to my son, and then took out the avocados that was on there and gave that to my daughter. So just tried to keep it, you know, as close to protocol as possible. I know it wasn't, you know, POP, but it was so good, and I still had a 1.2 release today. So, you know, we're thinking, okay, well, let's see what happens tomorrow to make sure too that it didn't, you know, have any effect on our gaining. So yeah, so that's what yesterday was like. I know for the whole week, you know, I lost 3 inches, and that brings my total up to 21.75 inches for the last 28 days, and a total release of 25.4 so far. So I think on Saturday, you know, when I was feeling so discouraged, and I was like, you know, why am I slowing down? Why am I not, you know, why not, you know, pressing forward, and why am I stalling or gaining and everything? And, you know, I hadn't really switched things up too much. But you know, it's just like, I'm done, you know. And I think it was my mid round point, you know, a little few days above, you know, my mid round, because I'm going to 43 days. And I think it was just a mid round breakdown, mid round crisis, whatever you want to say. So that day, you know, with all the encouragement and that from you guys, I did get out my, you know, study that I told you guys about, my Made to Crave Bible study that I'm doing on the eating and that. And I just want to share with you just what I read, and it was that day. It was so amazing that in the midst of that struggle, in the midst of that, you know, really bad day, that that I was just led to read this, and happened to be on this page, and it really addressed, I think, right where I was at. So the gal talks about how she, you know, was driving through a neighborhood, and she looked and she saw this man working in his garden, and was just admiring the garden, like, oh man, I wish I had a garden like that. I love that garden. And so this is what she wrote. I wish I had a pretty garden. For years, I've looked at other people's flowers and secretly wished for my own lush display. However, the glimpse of this man with his hands digging deep into the earth brought a new revelation. He has a garden because he invests time and energy to make it. He didn't wish it into being. He didn't hope it into being. He didn't just wake up one day and find the garden of glorious blooms had miraculously popped up from the dirt. No, he worked at it. He sacrificed for it. Day after day, row by row, seed by seed, plant by plant, it took effort, intentionality, sweat, and determination. Then it took time and commitment before he ever saw any fruit from his labor. But eventually there was a bloom, and then another, and then another. I saw this man's flowers and wished for my own, without a clue about all the work that had gone into producing them. I want the flowers, but not the work. Isn't that the way it is with many things in life? We want the results, but have no desire to put in the work required. And then I thought also, and we don't want to wait for it. We don't want to take the time. We don't want to put in that effort and all the work it takes to have that garden grow. I think for most of us, at least for me on this journey, you know, I see that end result. I know where I want to be, but I think that it's just going to happen, like boom, you know, all the weight's going to be off, and I'm going to think like a thin person automatically. And I think that's where my frustration came in. It's just that I want it to be done. I you know, I want to be at that end spot, and it takes time, and it takes determination. It takes, you know, trial and error. It takes, you know, all of these things that, you know, we're having to learn in our mind to reprogram our mind into eating and thinking, you know, better for ourselves. And so that really helped to put things in perspective for me of, you know, this isn't a quick fix, because a quick fix is not going to bring the change that is really needed. So for me, it just gave me that determination to just think about that garden, that, you know, you can't just go out there and throw some seeds out in the ground and expect, you know, a lush garden to come forth. You have to till the soil. You have to, sorry, that was my phone going off. You have to put in some effort and some work, and it takes time. And sometimes even, you know, that first year of doing a garden, you know, things don't always bloom. You know, there are some, you know, fruit trees, you know, especially apple trees, they don't bloom and produce apples the first year. You have to wait the second year. And so in just thinking of that, you know, each round on the HCG diet, you know, even each day is learning to make a positive choice. And while I can say, oh, I didn't, you know, eating that Santa Fe chicken salad last night wasn't, you know, protocol, wasn't perfect protocol, but at the same time, considering what I would normally choose, you know, was way better. Even if I would have chosen the Enlightened meal that was a 575 calories or something, it still had rice in it. Everything in that category had rice and, you know, cheese and all kinds of stuff in there that I still chose not to have. So for me, that is a positive. That is still a move forward. And then, you know, sitting there and having, my one son had, you know, a bacon cheeseburger and the most delicious fries, but I didn't even crave that. And then my other son had, right next to me on the other side, had, you know, these deep fried, you know, teriyaki barbecue chicken wing things and fries, and was not even tempted for that. And so that too, again, is another seed planted. It's another seed planted that I know is going to bloom, and I am going to have a beautiful garden, and that beautiful garden is going to be fabulous. And so I am in that process of tilling that soil, you know, planting the seeds and watering and waiting patiently. And that's something that I am having to learn. I am not a patient waiter. And so this is, you know, goes against everything that I've been used to. But everything that I've been used to and everything that I've been doing has led me to this. You want that full body shot? Oh yeah. Uh-huh. See that? Oh, I got to figure out which way. See? Yep. That. Ooh, booty. The girls are huge, but they've gone down. They're shrinking. So I know change is happening, and it happens slow, but not as slow as if we weren't doing the HCG. So I don't know, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to get off. Thank you everyone again. Just love you so much, and you're so dear to me. I couldn't do this without all of you who watch, so thank you. Bye.